In superhero comics lore, there's no shortage of characters who know Asian martial arts, but don't necessarily have Asian lineage. Some characters stumble upon a mythical city. Other characters were stranded on a hellish island for 5 years. But for Blade, he kinda just vibed, traveled the world, and somehow became a katana-wielding martial arts master. In Blade's original backstory, introduced in Tomb of Dracula number 10, he was raised in London and mentored by Jamal Afari, a jazz musician and vampire hunter. Afari taught Blade hand-to-hand combat and introduced him to vampire hunting. While this didn't include direct references to Asian martial arts, it laid the foundation. Later comics, especially from the 90s onward, expanded Blade's skill set to include Jeet Kune Do, Kung Fu, Ninjutsu, and Kenjutsu, Japanese swordsmanship. This shift coincided with Blade being more reimagined to be a sleek, modern vampire-killing ninja, especially around the Blade Vampire Hunter series from 94 to 95, and the Blade movie in 1998. These martial arts were implied to be learned during his global travels to hunt vampires. While specific teachers or schools are rarely shown on panel, the idea is that he trained extensively over years across the globe, especially in China and Japan. An example of this can be seen in 1998's one-shot Blade Crescent City Blues. It goes deeper into his skill set and worldview. It's implied he's been at this for decades and has had time to pick up techniques from multiple disciplines. But still, even there, the details are super sparse. Blade's proficiency in Asian martial arts and swordplay is canon, but the exact training, timeline, and teachers are usually just glossed over. The movies influenced the comics heavily in giving Blade a more ninja-like, katana-wielding identity. His fighting style on screen was very cinematic martial arts, in a way that was unusual for Marvel heroes of that era. This aesthetic then bled back into the comics, with writers and artists giving Blade Asian martial arts mastery in his official skill set, a katana as his signature weapon, tactical black gear rather than the usual flamboyant comic book costumes, and the lone warrior mystique reminiscent of a samurai ninja protagonist in many popular anime. By the late 90s, anime was surging in Western visibility. In 1995 to 1997, Ghost in the Shell and Ninja Scroll became cult VHS hits among Western fans, celebrated for their kinetic fight choreography and stylish violence. 1998 to 2001, Cowboy Bebop, Rurouni Kenshin, and Trigun aired on TV and built the image of the wandering, stylish, weapon-wielding hero. 1999 to 2002, Toonami and Adult Swim brought action anime into millions of US homes, making the cool, mysterious swordsman a familiar archetype. These shows and films romanticized blades, martial discipline, and a code of honor, even when transplanted into sci-fi or urban settings, the exact blend the Blade movie tapped into. Hollywood studios knew that the rising anime club crowd loved slick sword fights, stylized violence, and cool, over-campy heroes. Blade's martial arts, choreography, and katana fights felt at home next to something like Ninja Scroll or Samurai X. The fight style in the 98 Blade movie wasn't just influenced by Hong Kong action cinema. It also mirrored anime's fluid, almost superhuman speed and precision. After the film, Marvel leaned into keeping that look for Blade in the comics as well. Blade's new image made him appealing to the growing Western anime/manga crowd, who saw him as a kind of live-action anime protagonist, living in the Marvel universe. The visual language of Blade, the trench coat, shades, sword, acrobatics, was as much anime Asian action cinema as it was Marvel superhero. It helped Blade stand out from the spandex-clad peers and cemented him as a pop culture icon long before most Marvel characters got their own gritty, modern makeovers. If you like this video and want to see more like it, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.